Hell's Paradise legitimately has an amazing plot, story, characters, the whole works, but sometimes when you look at some of these scenes, you basically feel like the meme of, I think I downloaded the wrong insert title here, because goddamn, whether it's this girl coating herself up with slime, goo, sweat, whatever that was, it was meant to invoke some feelings, and there was multiple shots this episode where they knew what they were doing. Hell, last episode they ended with seemingly two girls making out completely naked. We learned that you can never quite trust what you see on this island, as seemingly this Adam and Eve duo, whatever you want to call them, turns into a pretty macho killer, and this show, it's honestly fantastic. Hell's Paradise is absolutely a gem of the season, but you can't help but feel like the big eye emoji when watching some of these scenes. Now, full live reaction to episode 7 is available on my Patreon if you do want to see my full uncut thoughts as I watch the episode. This was a pretty interesting episode for progressing a lot of knowledge about the island, setting up a lot of world building, character motivations, and honestly delivering on something that I've been anticipating for a while. Every time I see the opening, I would see this Groot-looking character. Like, I was like, okay, are we in Guardians of the Galaxy? Why is Groot here? What's going on? I was interested in seeing. And we fully get introduced to this creature who seemingly was blessed by the elixir of life, as seen by the regeneration ability, but most importantly, this child and him seemingly had the same kind of, if not curse or blessing applied, depending on how you look at it. We see on her, like, she had like a giant scar. It almost looked like her body got cut into two, but probably just barely held on, and the elixir of life seemingly healed her, if not brought her back. And I'm interested because this island, it's very twisted. Everything we see on this island, we should assume will kill us. Like, that's basically what I've been saying. However, for the first time since being on this island, I felt like my guard dropped when seeing this duo. It's entirely possible that Big Tree could end up killing us or trying to kill us, or, you know, anything could turn psycho, but there's something so interesting about a story where you have a man, Gabimaru, trained almost all his life to be this emotionless killer. He does his job, he doesn't think about the emotions of others, yet he has this beautiful wife who was teaching him to be human, to feel things, and to accept that you don't have to be burdened by scars, you can clean yourself off and feel like a human. And I'm so interested if the direction they might go, because obviously with Sagiri, we've seen that this is very much reminiscent of his wife in terms of invoking similar emotions. And if they go the direction of this child seemingly also opening up a different section of his heart, I'd be interested to see if they try to go the direction of hurting her and then him freaking out in a way he's never done so, because if you look at the very end of the episode, it seemed like he was starting to feel more. He started to feel like a better person than who they usually interact with, but we also see it from his perspective of, it almost feels like he's pushing away those thoughts and going back to his mentor, his lecturer, which is the scumbag who raised him and was such a horrible father to his wife. I think Hell's Paradise has one of the most interesting worlds I've seen in the past few years. I love the world building, I love the characterization, and I love how everything you see on this island is the mixture of beauty meets chaos. And whether it's these naked, seemingly humans making out on this stone or this statue, and then it turns out, no, they are completely demonic, and as we're getting told by this talking tree, that basically, I don't have to worry about you, you'll end up dead. Anyone who comes to this island will end up dead. And as we see the two brothers get absolutely destroyed. I mean, you basically have a dude who's acting like he's in Monster Hunter wielding a giant axe. I thought for sure that would be the signature weapon for the guy the entire show. It casually gets shattered, so now we gotta go kill another titan to get another weapon seemingly, as they almost were fed to the flowers and turned into the monstrosities that get sent back to the normal lands. And this show is amazing, it really is. Like, there was a little bit of action, there wasn't a whole lot. The most we really got was the chase scene, and then there was this really cool animation moment where Gabimaru basically rips up the roots of a tree, and like the way they were bending with the animation to then trap her before she starts crying, and obviously we get this very funny, if not cute moment. I love the fact that for an episode that's clearly one of the slower episodes since the show kicked off, it was as thought-provoking and engaging as any of the others, because the thing that's kept the action and the kind of thrill ride of the show going is that when action is present, they give backstory, they give characterization, character motivations, and the story is progressing. We care about the world, we care about these characters, and we're just interested to see what the hell is wrong with this island. I think one of the simpler moments, but I thought really goes to show just how good of a person Ziqi really is at the end of the day, and especially given that in the prior episode we kind of blend this, like, she can be this proud warrior, but she can also be this loving woman all at the same time. So this girl apparently is ancient, similar to the tree, right? Just absolutely ancient, and the fact that despite bathing, probably hasn't ever used any of the soaps or anything to actually clean herself because she probably had no one to actually teach her. So when she starts helping her and you see her light up because, God, for first time in 100 years, your hair is actually being clean. And then the fact that it then transitions into that kind of little simple, if not adorable backstory of the first time or one of the first times that he ever had his back washed by his wife. The fact that it's such a painful moment, if not sweet, because he's talking about how, like, he hates getting clean because it feels like the scars and the lessons of his battles are being washed away, as she's basically just trying to get through to him to be a person, as he casually, with his Cupid's arrow, pierces her heart saying, "Don't hide your scar, I don't find it ugly." And then the fact that he says a similar thing to this girl who very clearly is obviously upset by the giant gash across her chest. It's very interesting because I love how they're using modern day connections on this hell-forsaken island to reconnect to the memories and the teachings of his wife, which is such an early and very small portion of his life, but has mattered so much to him that it's able to overcome almost the programming of the killings and the teachings that he was taught by this mentor, master, scumbag father-in-law. And I love what they're doing there. We learn so much. We see so much more about this island, like the 3 layers. We know where to go. Obviously, in the middle of the island is going to be the most painful. We know the fact that even if they steal the elixir of life, how are they getting off the island? And once you get to your home, even if you do all that, they're probably going to behead you, so you best drink that elixir of life and give some to your wife, because otherwise, I just don't see a happy ending. They've made me care for so many characters, like a wife who we only see in flashback every so often, has more of a genuine romance and love story than a lot of shows that are strictly romance focused, and the action, the choreography, the characterization, I love it. And if they are trying to go the route of almost like this unlikely family trio between Ziqi, Gabimaru, and this girl, I'd be here for it, but as we see, there's a lot of darkness still in his heart that is holding him to his, like, general teachings, and that's not going to change overnight, similar to how Ziqi, kind of feeling like she was worthless because everyone told her she was, is going to take her a long time before she can completely overcome and prove everyone wrong. The great thing about Hell's Paradise is no character is perfect, and there's so much to enjoy from a visual level to a fan servicey plot level to just the individual character motivations, and you can literally focus on any of the characters we've been introduced to so far and focus just on them for 20 minutes, and I'm pretty sure it would be just as good of an episode as any of the past 7. This is a fantastic show, one of the best, and my personal favorite world out of all these big shows that have come out recently in terms of like these fantasy action adventure shonen shows, right? It's so good with what it does, and I can't wait for more. But thoughts and feelings yourself down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. Be sure to ring that bell, of course, so you can get notified when I upload on the channel. And like I mentioned, we do have a full live reaction available on my Patreon, and while you're there, you can also get a video shoutout. Like Darian Smith, Ed1S, and Darthwin Wright are getting today. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.